What if I told you the CIA once dosed 7,000 citizens with LSD? It sounds like science fiction, but it happened. For decades, the CIA secretly experimented on unwitting Americans with drugs and hypnosis. This was Project MKUltra, the CIA's mind control program born in Cold War paranoia. We're going to unravel this shocking story. From secret LSD brothels to tragic deaths and Congressional cover-ups. It all started in the early 1950s. The United States had lost its atomic monopoly and feared a Soviet brainwashing advantage. Rumors swirled that Chinese and Russian scientists were using drugs and torture to brainwash American POWs. Under pressure, CIA Director Allen Dulles ordered a new program. On April 13, 1953, he greenlighted Project MKUltra. Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, a CIA chemist, was put in charge. He assembled dozens of scientists across the country to find a truth serum. Before MKUltra, the CIA had already run Project Bluebird and Artichoke, 1951. Testing drugs like morphine and mescaline for interrogation. In 1947, the Navy's Project Shatter even tested LSD on volunteers. By 1953, all these efforts were funneled into MKUltra. CIA counterintelligence chief James Angleton believed a Soviet mole had penetrated the agency. The CIA poured millions of dollars into mind control research. LSD became the centerpiece. By 1954, pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly had mass-produced LSD, unknowingly supplying the CIA. The CIA engaged over 80 institutions, universities, hospitals, prisons, as fronts for these tests. By 1954, Gottlieb set up Operation Midnight Climax. Safe houses opened in San Francisco and later New York. CIA paid prostitutes were instructed to lure unsuspecting men to these CIA-run brothels. Their clients were secretly dosed with LSD behind one-way glass. CIA agents watched and filmed everything. They took notes on how the victims behaved under the drug. Midnight Climax lasted nearly a decade. After a 1963 inspector's report, the San Francisco houses closed. New York followed by 1966. But safe houses were just one sub-project. Across the country, researchers secretly drugged volunteers and non-volunteers alike. LSD wasn't the only drug. MKUltra studied psilocybin, mescaline, cocaine, heroin, scopolamine, and more. 1 chilling method. Subjects were injected with a barbiturate to induce sleep, then given an amphetamine to wake them. By 1962, CIA researchers concluded LSD was too unpredictable. They developed new superhallucinogens, famously codenamed BZ. Not all subjects were unwitting. Some were paid volunteers, but many were not informed. Addiction clinics, prisons, even the CIA's own operatives were tested in normal settings. Even cultural figures got caught in the web. In 1958, writer Ken Kesey volunteered for an MKUltra LSD study. He only later learned it was CIA-funded. Some MKUltra tests were brutally unethical. For example, 7 hospitalized African-American men were given LSD for 77 consecutive days. Heroin addicts were used as guinea pigs too, enticed with more heroin to take LSD instead. Inside the CIA, surprise acid trips became almost routine. Agents even dosed each other. One agent once saw monsters on a run through Washington after a morning coffee laced with LSD. Many victims suffered severe effects. Hospital records later revealed dozens fell ill or had mental breakdowns. The most famous case was Army biochemist Dr. Frank Olson. He was given LSD without his knowledge, then 9 days later fell from a 13th floor New York hotel window. The CIA claimed Olson's death was suicide caused by drug-induced psychosis. His family and others, however, have long suspected foul play. Olson's case sent shockwaves. Other MKUltra doctors were shaken, and some eventually began leaking information to reporters. By late 1974, investigative journalist Seymour Hersh was digging. In December 1974, he revealed the CIA's illegal drug tests on American citizens. Hersh's story caused public outrage. Congress demanded answers, forcing the CIA to start accounting for its experiments. Under fire, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered all MKUltra files destroyed in 1973. Helms hoped to bury the program. Yet a FOIA lawsuit in 1977 unearthed about 20,000 pages of MKUltra documents. In 1975, Senator Frank Church chaired hearings that finally confirmed the CIA's abuses. The Church report called MKUltra a morally abhorrent violation. It noted experiments on unwitting Americans of all social levels. The committee emphasized that no subject had given consent. The experiments, involving drugs, hypnosis, torture, had been illegal. A companion commission, the Rockefeller Commission, and media investigations reinforced these findings, leaving the CIA's reputation in tatters. Author John Marks then published The Search for the Manchurian Candidate, 1979, bringing Ultra's horrors into public awareness. Some survivors sued. In Canada, Dr. Cameron's former patients won apologies. In the U.S., Olson's family eventually got a settlement and a presidential pardon in 1994. Congress also acted. New intelligence guidelines were issued. CIA human experimentation without consent became explicitly banned. Though MKUltra ended decades ago, its legacy lingers. Today, we debate other forms of mind control, from surveillance algorithms to psychotropic substances. Experts warn, without transparency and ethics, such experiments can resurface in new guises. MKUltra is a stark reminder. Government secrecy unchecked can lead to terrible abuses. What secret experiment should we expose next? Comment below and let us know.